National Guard saved Woodstock, saved that whole generation. But all the philosophies now that we have to suffer with, like lack of skilled labor force, came out of Woodstock. It was all more about your feelings and how you feel, the entitlement issue. Anybody here in HR knows that well, that you've got people, and I've heard this time and again, variations on this story, somebody will come in for a job but say, you know, I would really like to work here, but I need Wednesday afternoons off because that's when I get my hair done. Now, I've heard variations of that story all over the country. One guy is CEO of a company, hired a kid who was there for 3 days, and he had to fire him. And I said, what'd you fire him for? So, well, he wouldn't work our process. He didn't want to work in a team. He didn't want to sit in a cubicle. He wanted the big office in the corner. So I basically had to fire him. And then he said on the 4th day, the next day, the kid came back with his mother. And the mother said, you have to apologize to my son because you hurt his self-esteem. And I know you're getting hit with that. I sit on the board of a couple of universities, and we have these conversations all the time. They have to set up offices of parent relations. Basically, what that is somebody to answer the phone when parents call and ask stupid questions. Like, can you have less mayonnaise in the tuna salad? Because my daughter doesn't like it. Now, they call the president of the university for that. I know it's ridiculous, but it exists out there. But again, we did it to ourselves. And again, I swear it came out of Woodstock. And once again, I want to apologize for it. Because it is my fault. And I know that you maybe down here in the South, you get a little bit more common sense than we do up north. But that thing of when a kid comes out and tries out for Little League, wants to play baseball, and you're guaranteed a uniform, and you're guaranteed that you're going to play, and you get a trophy for participating. When did that start? Who's the idiot that thought that up and thought this is a great idea? Let's get the kids trophies for doing absolutely nothing. I feel like I was such an advantage as a kid when I was 8 years old, and you tried out for Little League, and the coach came up and said, "Oh, Ratzenberger, you really stink. You better go find something else to do." Oh, he did me a favor, really, because at 8 years old, I had to figure out a way to get through an emotional crisis. At 8 years old, I had to figure it out myself. Well, as it turns out, I practiced more and tried out again and finally made it. Right field, of course. but I made it. And next year I was first base, and all was well and good in the world. But I could have said, you know what, maybe I should learn how to play the cello or be an astronomer or other things I was interested in, being a fisherman or building boats like I always wanted to do. Yeah, that was the other thing, too. As kids, again, after a hurricane, a boat blew up on shore, this old rowboat, old wooden scow, and we dragged it up into my backyard, and all the kids got together, and we were pounding away, for a month or two, fixing it, finding pieces of wood here, a little bit of paint there. Oh, it was a mess. But we put it back in the water, and a couple of mismatched oars, and we were out there. We were a mile out at sea. We'd row out there, and bunch of us in a boat, and we played king of the boat. Try to see who the last guy in the boat was. So here we are, 10, 11 years old, throwing each other out of a boat out at sea. Today, the police would have come and taken us away. Somebody would have reported it, and our parents aren't good parents. But I thank God that I grew up in that era, because we learned so much. Certainly learned how to swim. As a matter of fact, I was going to think if there was a cousin of one of the kids, neighborhood kids, came up and visited, and we took him out and played king of the boat, and certainly he was one of the first ones off. He didn't know what was going on. We didn't bother to tell him. We just threw him off the boat. But he was from Georgia, and he came up, and neck above water, he started screaming, "My beautiful, my beautiful." Now, we're all Northerners. We've never heard of a beautiful. So now we're standing in the boat discussing this. What did we say? Beautiful? Now he's right there screaming, "Hey, my beautiful, my beautiful." And then someone finally goes, "His wallet. I think that's what they call a wallet."